This story was submitted by Catalina L. It happened to her and her friend Laetitia in 2018. When I was 21, I spent 2 years studying abroad in the United States. I was nearing the end of my second semester when my friend Laetitia came to visit. She was the most perfect, blue-eyed, blonde-haired French girl that you could possibly imagine. One who embodied the full expression of sensuality and je ne sais quoi. We met a few years earlier at a student exchange party in Argentina, and I was instantly smitten by her beauty and passion for life and cultural immersion. After she got settled in, we went to a nearby city for sightseeing and dancing. It was a fun night. Laetitia and I enjoyed drink after drink as we celebrated being back in each other's arms again. At 2 a.m., the nightclub closed, and Laetitia and I said goodbye to our new friends. We walked to a Waffle House a couple of blocks away and indulged in a calorie-heavy meal. We were happy, still a bit tipsy, and ready to pick up where things had left off back in Argentina. It was nearly 4 a.m. when Laetitia and I left the restaurant. We requested an Uber to take us home and waited outside for the car to pick us up. 2 minutes later, an average-looking vehicle pulled up and stopped directly in front of us. The driver waved for us to get in, and we thought nothing of it. We climbed in, and Laetitia gave me a playful spank. As the car pulled out of the parking lot, the driver asked for the address. I searched my purse for the information on the rental we were staying at and gave it to him. It didn't occur to me in that moment that he should already have that information from when we requested the service. The moving lights from the street lamps intermittently illuminated Laetitia's body. She was wearing a thin blue dress that flattered her beautiful silhouette, and I was eager to explore her body beneath. As she pulled my mouth close to hers, I could see a notification light illuminating the leather car seats. I tried to still a look, but a seductive whisper from Laetitia redirected my attention back to her. Another notification, and to my surprise, it was from Uber. It said our car had arrived at the Waffle House. My eyes started searching the car for the Uber logo, and my heart sunk as I realized we weren't in an official vehicle. I told the driver, "Sir, I think we took the wrong Uber." With a reassuring tone, he responded that it was okay, because he was an independent driver, and that we were almost there. I fought my increasing anxiety, but once again, I was pulled into Laetitia's seductive web. She continued to kiss my neck and moan into my ear. A few minutes later, the car abruptly turned. I looked out the window and saw we weren't on the freeway anymore. We were on a side street in a mostly empty section of the city. When I looked up at the driver, I noticed he was leering at us through the rearview mirror. My paranoia took over. I sat straight in my seat and gently separated myself from Laetitia. She was unhappy I pulled away, but I told her to slide over and gestured at the driver. She immediately understood and stopped being so overtly physical with me in the back. A few seconds later, the car pulled into an industrial parking lot and stopped. This obviously wasn't my friend's condo, and we were both worried. Laetitia took my hand and squeezed her body close enough that I could feel her rapid heartbeat against my arm. The driver turned off the car and used his fingers to brush his hair to the side and said, "Wanna have some fun?" I mustered as much strength as I could manage and let him know we just wanted to go home. I tried to sound strong and authoritative, but my voice came out soft and weak. With a penetrating gaze, he told us that he was a nice guy with alcohol back at his apartment. He turned back to face us, and Laetitia squeezed even tighter against me. I demanded he start the car and take us back home. After a long glance at our legs, he turned back to the front and started driving again. I took out my phone and dialed a friend from the college. No answer. I tried another friend. Nothing. I realized it was almost 5 a.m. on a weekend. Nobody was going to answer. Nobody was going to help. And then he pulled into a large empty parking lot and stopped again. Laetitia started panicking. I could feel her legs shaking against mine. Her desperation was palpable. I spoke in the loudest, deepest voice I could muster. "We are done. We are leaving." He only smiled and leered. I tried to open my door, but it didn't budge. Laetitia tried to open hers and had the same result. The driver must have activated the child locks. Laetitia started screaming. Her heavily accented English was nearly impossible to understand. I quickly took out my phone and tried to call my friend again. It went to voicemail. We were in an isolated parking lot in the middle of the night with no one walking or driving anywhere nearby. 2 petite girls with micro dresses, high heels, and nothing in our purses to possibly defend ourselves. The driver reached back and put his hand on Laetitia's leg. She slapped it away. "Feisty Frenchie," he said. He suddenly opened his door and left the car. He walked to the nearby bushes and started looking for something. Laetitia turned to me and said, "We are going to die. He will kill us." In that moment, I suddenly remembered a documentary I saw as a child in Argentina. In one of the stories, a woman described how she avoided being assaulted. I told Laetitia I had a plan. I put 2 fingers into my mouth and triggered my gag reflex. A moment later, I vomited in my hands. I then started rubbing the foul mix of alcohol, pancakes, and bacon all over my dress. When the smell hit Laetitia, she puked as well. We both rubbed it on our arms, legs, and even our faces. We were absolutely disgusting. I heard the sounds of the doors unlocking. I looked up and saw the infuriated driver holding the grimy bag he must have retrieved from the bushes. He screamed for us to get out. We stumbled out of the car and hardly had a moment to collect ourselves before he drove away. A feeling of relief washed away my fear. I took out my phone to request another Uber. We sat together contemplating the night. We were alone. Nothing left to fear. The worst was behind us. Laetitia took off her dress and we used it to clean ourselves the best we could. When a car arrived, we confirmed it was our Uber and got inside. Laetitia comforted me by taking my hand, and I knew this was an experience neither of us would ever forget. Welcome back to the Dark Echo Studio. I'd like to start by giving a shout out to Paola and Ashley, the 2 leads of this week's episode. I'll go ahead and include their Instagram handles in the description box below. And as far as the question of the episode, obviously the vomit technique worked. But I wonder if when the driver got out of the car, if she would have called 911, could the police have shown up in time to save them and maybe catch the guy? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're down there, go ahead and give the episode a like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications. Remember, you're never alone, even when you think you are.